the biggest thing that may be holding you back in your career is you. And it's not your experience, it's not your skills, it's not your abilities. It is that nagging voice in your head called self-doubt. You know, the one that says, you're not ready to take on that promotion. Or what are you thinking getting off of this career ladder and trying something new? You're going to fail. That self-doubt could be keeping you stuck where you're at. And it's something that most of us deal with, including myself. And today I want to talk about it. And I'm not claiming to be an expert in this, but I do want to share my story and I want to tell you what has worked for me. Hopefully there is a nugget or two that you can take from this and implement in your own life. So just a bit of a background about me. I started working in HR at 21. Now I was working my way through college and I needed a job, and there happened to be an administrative assistant in an HR department. I had no HR experience at that time. In fact, I was majoring in marketing, but that changed the trajectory of my career path. And I ended up majoring in marketing because I was already halfway done, but then having a minor in HR. From there, I went on to be a recruiter at a staffing agency and then an in-house recruiter. And then from there, I went into benefits, workers' comp, generalist, pretty much the whole gamut of HR. And when I stepped away, I had 17 years of experience under my belt. And when I decided to start this channel, I was plagued with self-doubt. I thought, well, yeah, I have 17 years, but there's somebody out there with 30 years. Of course, somebody's going to listen to them over me. Or I never held a director position, so are they going to take me seriously? Yeah, after 17 years, I still had this doubt. And it wasn't until I actually found somebody, and no, I don't even know this person personally, that they changed my perspective. And this person is a content creator in the HR niche. And she has zero HR education or formal HR experience. She was a filmmaker, I believe, filmmaker who started giving tips on finding jobs. Now, she had done some hiring in the past, but that was about it. Now, she has gone on to build a large following. She sells courses on how to find a job. And I think to myself, wow, she went out there, no experience whatsoever, and she created this business, this brand. And here I am, 17 years of experience, completely questioning if what I have to offer is valuable enough. And now I am in no way saying that she doesn't deserve what she has, because she does. She actually is my, I don't know what the word is, not idol. That's not the word I'm looking for. She's a person I look up to say, hey, if she can do it, then I can do it. And that's what I want for you. I want you to find that person, whether you know them or not, and say, look, if they can do it with their experience and their background, then I sure as heck can do it. And yes, if that means finding somebody in real life where you can sit down and talk with them and understand their journey, then heck yes, do that. So often we think, okay, I'm at point A. I don't even want to think about point Z. How the heck do I get to point B? And we overwhelm ourselves with what that process will look like. But if you're able to find somebody and talk to them and learn from them and see, okay, there are steps that you can take, then that is great. But also on the flip side, like me, if you just see somebody, you might not know the steps, but you know, somehow they figured out how to go from nothing, no experience, to building a probably at this point, $1 million company and brand off of no knowledge, you sure as heck can do it too. And the second thing that has really helped me is to write letters from my future self to my current self. Now, when I started this YouTube journey, I didn't know what I was doing with YouTube, right? I have the HR experience, but literally no YouTube experience. And it was hard. It is hard. It is hard to show up every day and sometimes talk to 20 people who view my videos, knowing that I'm putting all this time and effort into it and I'm stumbling over words and all of this. But I also knew that I was not going to give myself an out. I am committed to this. So I wrote myself a letter. And this is from my future self to my current self, thanking myself for going past the self-doubt, for doing the hard thing, for showing up. Because when I break out that letter, I think, you know what? I cannot let myself down. And it's one thing to have an accountability partner or group, and I highly recommend that, to have somebody to talk to bounce ideas off of, to say, hey, I'm going to go after it, and then they hold you accountable. It's a whole other level when it's yourself. There's something about letting yourself down that you just don't want to do. So if you are thinking, I want to try a new career path, then write yourself a letter from future you 2 years in the future saying, thank you for doing this. Thank you for taking that risk. Thank you for going back to school. Thank you for asking for that raise. Whatever it is for you, concretely write that down. And when you are in the throes of self-doubt, or you're thinking this is way too much or hard, break out that letter. Because I guarantee you, when you see those words and you're like, yeah, I made a promise to myself, that is going to spur you on. My third just piece of wisdom nugget, whatever you want to call it, is that you need to realize that most of us deal with this. And that's something that helped, because when you look around and you're like, that person has it all together, that person has no self-doubt. That's generally not true. If you've seen successful people, they have gotten there because they've pushed past the self-doubt, because they did it scared. And there's a story that I remember I heard once, and it was this Australian business owner, and he had just started his business, and it had been nominated for like some type of business award in Australia, and he did not expect to win it, and he did. And he was like, oh, okay, does anybody realize that I don't know what I'm doing? And then from there, he went on to compete against other countries, and he was sitting at a table with a businessman from Portugal who was in his 60s. And he was also nominated for the award. This business owner turned to him and said, oh, I really feel like I'm out of my league here. I don't really know what I'm doing. I feel like you guys have it all figured out. And the guy who was in business for decades and was in his 60s turned to him and said, I feel the same way. And that has always stuck out to me. It's not that other people don't feel what you're feeling. It's just that other people have made a different choice. And you can see it. You can see the people who made the choice where self-doubt limited them, and they're generally stuck in that career they don't like. They complain a lot. They blame other people, because sometimes it's just easier to blame others than to look at ourselves and say, no, it's just me not being able to do the hard thing, to face my fears, to just punch self-doubt in the kisser. And then you see those people who are successful, they don't have it all figured out. They just did the thing that scared them. They did the thing that their internal little voice said, you shouldn't do this. No, you can't do this. You're not good enough. And they said, yes, I am. And that's what I want for you. Remember, you are the person most invested in your career, and you have to take control of it. You have one shot at this life. If you believe you deserve a raise, go after it. If you say, hey, I know that I can do that job, even though it's 2 levels above you, go for it. If you're like, I hate what I'm doing and I need to change things, do it. If it's, I want to go back to school, do it. Trust me, you will be so much happier that you at least tried and said, screw you to self-doubt. All right, well, that's my TED Talk for today. I will see you in the next video.